Tonight on DC News Now at 9.
This is not self-defense. This is murder. And we need justice.
A DC high school comes together months after their classmate is gunned down near campus. Their calls for justice in his killing. Another warning about criminals trying to get your credit card information when you least expect it.
All ATMs are different, so I just figured it wasn't a big deal.
The message from one man who fell victim and how you can protect yourself.
We're finally going to dry things out heading into Thursday, but we'll let you know if we can see some breaks of sun as well.
And does money really matter? David Trone poured $60 million into a Senate campaign he didn't win. Tonight, an expert's take on how Angela Alsobrooks still came out victorious.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan. An emotional plea tonight from the family of a DC teenager killed by gun violence. Maurice Jackson was shot to death last year after leaving his high school. 9 months later, his mother is demanding answers. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is outside Dunbar High School where the 16-year-old attended. And Marielle, the family tells you Maurice's death, understandably, still really difficult to process.
Yeah, Chris, it is. In fact, the mother tells me this is the first time she's been back to the school since her son was killed. He was leaving Dunbar High School that day, walking this way down N Street when he was eventually shot to death and killed. Tonight, she is looking for answers and also demanding justice.
Justice for Maurice, love, peace, and harmony.
Tonight, the family and friends of Maurice Jackson calling for an end to gun violence and for some answers.
Lives are valuable. He was a person. He was a human being. We loved him.
And the 16-year-old, referred to as Moj, was gunned down on September 26th at New Jersey Avenue and P Street Northwest. It happened as he was leaving Dunbar High School, where he attended. Police say the teen approached a group of people. And that's when someone pulled out a gun and started firing, hitting and killing him. No arrests have been made.
Today is the first day that I was able to step foot on these premises. Everybody says it gets better. It doesn't.
Police say they're still investigating. His mother says she's been told the shooting was self-defense.
They're not telling me who even pulled the trigger, so how do we consider this as self-defense?
It's been several months since September.
Erica Malloy, Moj's grandmother, says everyone needs to step up to keep kids safe.
Love on your loved ones. Everybody get together to talk to this mayor. Because something has got to happen.
With a sign in hand and a heart-shaped necklace framing her son's photo, the mother doesn't want people to forget her only child.
He was kind, loving. He loved everybody. He had the biggest smile.
And the family is launching a foundation in that teen's name, the Maurice Jackson Jr. Foundation. They're hoping to launch that next month with a plan to raise money to hopefully fund a school for first-time offenders and other children in need. Reporting live in Northwest tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Yeah, what a way to honor his life and his legacy. Marielle, thanks. Meanwhile, with new details tonight. Just in, we have new details on the deadly double shooting involving a suspected drug deal gone wrong. It happened this morning in Centerville, Virginia. Police say two 18-year-old men shot each other in the parking lot of a shopping center off Route 29. One of the men, Michael Alcantara, died at the scene. The other man, Hassan Kanu, was taken to the hospital in serious condition. The shooting left neighbors shaken.
I moved my family here because it was a good neighborhood, good place to live. So this is going to be kind of heartbreaking to see this happen.
Police are charging the man who survived with second-degree murder. Police also say 2 guns and drugs were recovered at the scene. All right, the Washington Commander fans can start marking their calendars as to the regular season schedule. It has just been announced. So here now some key home games for their season slate. The home opener is September 15th against the New York Giants. And then jumping ahead, Week 8, game featuring the top 2 picks in the NFL draft. Jaden Daniels squaring off against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. And a few divisional games to note. The Commanders hosting the Dallas Cowboys. That is Week 12. That's a Sunday before Thanksgiving, by the way. And then The Commanders hosting the Philadelphia Eagles on week 16. That is Christmas week on December 22nd. Can't wait for that. All right, taking a live look outside right now. It is, boy, look at this. It's just dark. Can't see much at all, can you, at this 9 o'clock hour out there? It's gloomy, a little misty out there. Let's check in now with meteorologist Damon Matson in for the chief, Janessa Webb, tonight. And we've seen a lot of rain over the past few days or so, and hopefully it's starting to dry out just a little bit out there, Damon.
That is all we're asking for, Chris. It has not been a fun couple of days across the DMV. Very dreary, soggy, and damp as we've dealt with this storm system that's lingered on for these last couple of days. And when we take a look at the rainfall totals over the last couple of days, it's evident that we saw some of the heavier precipitation across southern and eastern portions of the DMV, southern Maryland, Virginia included in that. As you went north and west, rainfall totals were not quite as high, but we still dealt with light drizzle even across some of our western counties, keeping it very soggy and damp out there. And for the most part, as we head into the night tonight, oh yes, it looks like the rainfall is over with. Outside of a few small pockets of light sprinkles, we are drying out as we go into the night, and even the cloud deck is starting to thin out even just a little bit, and we're hoping to see a good bit of improvement by the time we head into the start of the morning tomorrow. Now, the clouds are likely going to still be around in parts of the DMV tomorrow morning, and there could even be some light drizzle mixed with fog. But as we progress into the day tomorrow, it looks like we will start to see some clearing. Will this last through the end of the week? We'll have a full check on that in your full forecast here in just a bit.
Damon, we'll see you then. Thanks. All new tonight, a report of a card skimmer found in the district, and it's at an ATM that has already been targeted. Our Max Marcilla joining us live from Cleveland Park at the 7-Eleven off Connecticut Ave and Ordway Street Northwest. And Max, you spoke tonight with someone who says they fell victim to this scheme.
Yeah, Chris, it was at this 7-Eleven here in Cleveland Park that Chris Stefik and his husband were walking to take out some cash from the ATM. But when they got home a couple days later, they realized that hundreds of dollars were taken out of their accounts. Now, he does think he'll get the money back. That's, of course, the good part for him. But now he has a warning for other people because police have not only been investigating a number of these skimmers across D.C., but they actually said within the last few days they found another one at this same 7-Eleven. Inside this Northwest 7-Eleven, an ATM at the center of a problem that's been seen across the district.
Hey, just be careful.
Chris Stefik knows it well. He says last week he and his husband stopped at this ATM.
After looking at the keyboard when I was walking up, it just looks a little cartoonish, really bright colors, something I wasn't used to seeing on a keypad before. But again, all ATMs are different, so I just figured it wasn't a big deal.
But 2 days later, he says he got a call from his credit union. They said $700 was withdrawn from two banks in Bethesda.
We immediately called the credit union and had all the payments stopped, or at least attempted to be stopped.
This ATM, one of several machines across the district hit with a card skimmer. DC police are looking for these suspects, who they believe could be connected to skimming devices at two Northwest Safeways, a Wawa, this 7-Eleven, and a Harris Teeter in both Southeast and Northeast. This is what a skimmer could look like, and tonight we've learned this 7-Eleven ATM has been hit twice. According to police, just earlier this week, a broken ATM work order led to the discovery of a skimmer device, the bank card door, believed to be opened and sealed shut with glue.
That's why I put out the word out there, just to be careful and, pay attention.
As Stefik offers his story as a warning, he's also hoping these businesses pay close attention to their machines.
Check daily, check hourly.
And some advice from MPD tonight to make sure you don't become a victim. They say kind of move the card reader around a little bit, make sure it doesn't move too much, and look inside that card reader. You saw the picture of what these skimmers look like. Sometimes they can be hard to detect, but as we heard from everyone, including police, this is just something you have to be aware of. Reporting live in Northwest, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Yeah, some good advice there, Max. Thanks. Meanwhile, crime alert out of Fairfax County. $10,000 gone after someone fell victim to bank jugging. Police say that happens when someone watches another person go in and out of a bank, then follows and robs them. Back in March, police say the victim was followed from a bank in Springfield to a nearby shopping center. Two suspects are identified as Pedro Montoya and Antonio Acevedo. A third suspect going by Mariana. Police ask contact them if you have any information about this case. U.S. Capitol Police are trying to figure out how a Ziploc bag with cocaine residue got into police headquarters. An officer found a 1-inch by 1-inch baggie in the hallway of the second floor. The department says an area gets a lot of traffic from contractors, cleaning staff, and employees. Investigators say they'll do DNA testing to try to figure out exactly where it came from. And Maryland Capitol Police are investigating the source of 2 unfounded bomb threats at the State House in Annapolis. An all clear was given today after police searched the building and its premises for the second day in a row. We're told both threats were called into the Annapolis Police Department. No word tonight on whether they're connected. Well, the investigation continues into 4 electrical blackouts on the cargo ship that brought down Baltimore's Key Bridge. The NTSB testified before Congress a day after a preliminary report showed the ship lost power for the first time hours before leaving port. Today's testimony also highlighted the debate lawmakers are having over how to fund a new $1.9 billion bridge. President Biden has said all that money will come from the federal government. In response, some lawmakers say taxpayers should not be on the hook and the cargo ship company should pay. Others suggest putting bridge toll money towards the rebuild. As that debate goes on, the NTSB chair is urging states to examine their own bridges right now.
Do a risk assessment. You can do that now. You don't have to wait until we issue an urgent recommendation or come to the conclusion of our investigation.
And that warning came just a few hours after a barge slammed into a bridge pillar in Texas. Take a look here. This is the Pelican Island Bridge in Galveston. No injuries reported, but a portion of the bridge did collapse. Officials say it also caused an oil spill. Well, plans to expand flights at Reagan National Airport are now moving forward. This despite pushback from Virginia and Maryland senators. The House just signed off on that FAA reauthorization bill. It now heads to the president's desk. It's designed to boost safety in the skies and also to automatically reimburse travelers whose flights are delayed or canceled. It also adds 5 round-trip flights to DCA. Maryland and Virginia senators had voted against that bill over concerns about congestion at the already busy airport.